What's up, What's up, YouTube? I'm back. It's been a while. Gonna do some drawing today, and let's see who joins in. Just sorting out the audio a minute. Hey Red Knight, let me know if the audio for my voice and the audio for the music's a good level. That's okay, I'll turn that down a bit. Hopefully that's better. So, how have you been, Red Knight? Did you have a good Christmas, a good New Year? Hey Minecraft, how's it going? So I haven't got a clue what we're going to draw today. I just fancy drawing something and I thought I'd live stream it. So I'm looking at a couple of pose references. And hopefully it will all come back nice and neat and work really nicely. Especially since I'm kind of, using OBS for the first time in what seems like forever. So the laptop's in it all. So just need to see what pose I fancy using for a character. Let's start a poll. My mic audio is a bit low. Oh. I can change that. Give me a second, Minecraft. Is that any better for you, Minecraft? Is my mic audio a little bit louder? Awesome. Right, just need to adjust this thing slightly, and then cool, I can hear the tunes now. Very important to be able to hear the music. I think I'll just randomly draw a character to start with. Not entirely sure what the whole concept for the character will be, but it's always fun to just have a little draw. Maybe I'll just make up a character and it'll just be a random chilled character sketch for today. Did you have a good Christmas and New Year, Minecraft? It's going to be interesting because I'm way earlier to stream than I normally am when I stream. So it'll be interesting to see who shows up, who doesn't, who drops in. I don't get what you're on about, Red Knight. You're waiting for me to do the redraw of the shrapnel old appearance. You have to do something that stops. I'm a bit confused on that one. Could you elaborate a bit further? Hey nerd, how's it going? I've finally gone back to a live stream after I don't know how many months, 8 months or so. It's been a long time. It's probably been longer than that, it seems. But I just thought I'd put some chilled music on and just work on attempting very badly to draw something today. Now I have got kind of like a pose reference I'm using for this initial sketch, but I expect it to be really weird to start with till I start deciding what I want to actually draw for the character. Oh, you mean the redrawing people's OC? Yeah, I've got to potentially get back into that, but work and other things happened along with redraws and getting behind on projects in terms of art projects amongst other things. So I may get back to that Redraw Your OC series at some point. I'm not 100% sure when. It's potentially on the list. But yeah, I haven't done that in a while, to be honest. Although some people were sending in umpteen changes and OCs and stuff, which defeated the whole idea of it, which I had to kind of hit that on the head. But it's what a series I'm potentially going to bring back this year and draw some people's OCs. I might do it as live streams, pick one or two and then work on a live stream to draw the characters. Hey Galahound, how's it going? It's been a very long time since the last live stream. I've been busy. Work's been busy and just life in general's been busy, which is why I haven't had a chance to stream. But I am hoping over time to get back into doing more live streams, or at least, you know, 1 or 2 a month to begin with and then build it back up. References are great for poses, but they are sometimes... they're great for drawing, but sometimes they're really, really troublesome. What am I drawing today? I am just drawing a character on the fly. I have no idea what I'm going to actually be doing for the character design. I thought I'd just start drawing and see what happens. I was thinking of doing a giant multiverse piece, either all the narrators kind of like working together on it, or, you know, having most of the narrators from the channel on there and stuff, like a big illustration. But I think a warm-up stream to start with and maybe make that a project would be quite cool. Have Ehrenfold, Nexum and everybody in the kind of like a picture. Hey Matthew, how's it going? And Justin. Long time no see, everybody. It's nice to see regular faces coming up since I haven't streamed in a while. It's yeah, I was a bit I wouldn't say dubious or nervous as such, but I was a little bit like, wonder if anyone's actually going to show up because it's an earlier time than normal. Normally I'm streaming like 5 hours from now. And then yeah, it's just been quite a while, but I thought I'd see what we can come up with after working on a pose. Which is quite cool. And then I've got no idea what I'm going to do for this female character. It's kind of like design. All I know is I'm going to have a go at figuring this out as we go along. And I am copying a reference image for it's basically a pose of a character with no other details, which is brilliant because I can use it. I get a load of pose references off Pinterest for the character, and then I just fuse stuff together as it's drawn, which is quite cool, but also does sometimes mean that I draw something and then I look afterwards and I'm like, what else do I want on this character or this item? How to show off your picture? If you're on about showcase at the end, I need to reset things up because I basically just set this up today in terms of a quick stream setup thrown together on OBS. I lost everything from OBS because I haven't used it that long. Wow, months. Hey Koi, yes, what the heck? It is a DempseyJ stream, and today we are drawing. I don't really know what we're drawing. We're just throwing a few things together and see what happens. Merge them. Hey, Fat Boys Gaming and Nonsense. I appreciate the shout out for people to smash the like button. Yeah, currently, let's see if we can get to the 10 like hike. That'll be an awesome start. Hey, Thunderbirds fan. What did you notice? Justin, what did you notice? Hey, Koifish, nice. 33 months. Oh, I did manage to get some alerts in, so we got a few little alerts popping in the corner. I gotta go into lurk mode at work. I'm gonna share the screen. I appreciate that, Fat Boys. MacGyver is basically that's actually yeah, that actually fits in really well. What is your female demon name again? Please put something for the name down. It's Demonica Darkstorm. I'll put it in the chat. So I've got a few. I guess I should talk about the channel this year. I've got a few things lined up. A potential challenge I might do in the year. I will be continuing the world building series. I put a poll out, and you guys seem to like the idea of continuing that. So that series is definitely gonna continue, which is good because I've got like 4 artworks to put into a video for it, and then move on to the next one. 1 or 2 mini collabs possibly this year, which will be quite nice, and also a slight change to some of the channel structure. So I'm going to be dropping what are called illustration making videos on the channel. You might have seen one already where there's just going to be a bit of music, a sped up or real-time version of a video, and it's just going to record doing some artworks. It could be a commission, it could be a personal project, it could be something I'm drawing, and we just drop that out there and you guys can enjoy it. It might appear various stages over the months, sort of like 4 times speed, 1 time speed, and see how that goes while practicing some styles. I may also do live streams where there's well, I'm not talking, it's just a bit of chilled music. I'm not talking, but I will be in the chat. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, Minecraft, a member for 32 months. Nice. Thank you so much for the support, you guys. Yeah, I saw this pose, Galahound, and I kind of like just wanted to draw something I haven't drawn pose-wise, the kind of angle. So I'm not entirely sure what or how this character is going to look in the end. I just figured I will lean into drawing a pose, put some eyes in, and we'll just see what happens. But there are some yeah, there's some plans ahead. I'm also going to kind of take YouTube a bit more serious this year. I'm going to put a bit more energy into it than I did near the end of last year, and see if I can keep that going for most of the year. I now feel that eye's too big. Nope, that one. Minecraft, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Five memberships, so congrats to Justin, Drift King, Chroma God, Furious445, and Z the Taco. Congratulations on your memberships. If you do jump into the stream, be sure to thank Minecraft Transformers. That's absolutely awesome. I am also going to be building some custom alerts and stuff for the live streams with some artwork and some characters, so that when we have a gifted membership, we don't have just the text and no funky bit in there, which will be quite cool. Red Knight says, I think that you draw Demonica but in armor and will have weapons. I'm not drawing Demonica today, although I do have plans for an epic illustration. Oh, I do have plans also to tweak the format of a video later on in the year to blend two things together, which hopefully, fingers crossed, it will turn out really, really cool. I really want to kind of like get a nice effect going for it. I'm not sure I'm happy with these eyes. Yeah, I'll tweak them later. Hair. Oh, what do we want for hair for this character? Hair is going to be fun. I say fun. Hair is always fun to work on, but still, that's one of the things we just sort later on. What about a human? What, a demonic human? Possibly. We will see. Currently, I've got an idea for the hair. Let's see. Where is that? Where is it? Would that work? Oops, just get the drawing pencil on. It actually helps. Demonica is a human. She'd look pretty much the same, just without horns, to be honest. I've got a plan for Demonica anyway. I don't want to give too much away. I have plans for how some of the characters are going to look and work out later on down the line. Some really cool plans. Really weird. I'm trying to get that anime style hair at the same time as tweak it for the angle of the pose, which is, there you go, Sailor Moon vibes. This is just a rough sketch for the hair, by the way, guys. I've got no idea what it's actually going to look like in the end. It's completely a case of let's just see how it turns out, which will be quite cool. What have I done? I've lost my... There we go. I lost chat for a second there. It just disappeared off the stream. No, it's fine. I don't know. I'm not sure if I like that hair. Maybe it's just a couple more strands. Let's go with some mental hair. Let's go for a mental hairstyle that's a bit everywhere, yeah? Because why not? I can draw hair however I want, wherever I want, curling wherever I want, and then I'm going to look at it and just delete the layer later. Because I'll be like, no, I don't like it. So what's everybody up to this evening? Are you doing anything fun and exciting? Are you drawing? Are you just listening to the stream while you work like Fat Boys is? Or are you looking in the shadows like what tends to happen on a chill stream? That's cool, Red, now that you got your own Yu-Gi-Oh card. And my best artwork for 2025, I can't decide between the Goblin Twins that you see on screen that I did, because I actually love how that turned out, or some of the newer artwork near the end of the year that I did, where it's a kind of a more trying to get a balance between style. I am working on tweaking my style, so I might do the skin a certain way, the rest of it another way. Potentially, it just depends on how things turn out. Right, let's turn that off for now. Drop the opacity of that. Got a little orange for hair. I'll merge them into a layer and give them a colour. Drawing a picture that I started over the Christmas holiday. Oh, that's cool, Thunderbirds. What do I want to do for the design? Do I want to do something funky? Do I want to base it on? Oh, I should have probably planned this out a little bit better than what I've done for a stream. Never mind. Let's have a look for inspiration. That could work. Or do I just go completely random with the design? What do you guys want to see? Do you want to see me figure it out, or do you want to see me go absolutely random? Oh yes, Justin, 150 million%. Yes. That's all I'll say on that. Yes, not too badly, but yes. Should have turned this into a study of drawing a very specific character, shouldn't I? Ah, awesome. 10 like height. Appreciate it, you guys. Now let's go for 20. The more likes we get, the more we can get this out to YouTube. Even though I'm just drawing something really random and... yeah, let's go with... Random, I like random. Okay, well, we're going for random. I've got a few ideas. Let's see how this turns out. I say ideas. It's really weird because when I draw most of my artworks, I'm not thinking what I'm doing or planning it out, which is a bit crazy in a sense, because you'd expect it to be, yeah, he's planning this out, he's planning this out, this is what's happening, and it's like, nope, nothing like that. This is just a pencil sketch. All of Dempsey's lore characters dressed up crying at a graduation. That would be quite a cool concept. I'm not sure I'm ready to draw all of that though, Justin. That's I know I was going to do a big picture, but wow, that would be an epic picture. Technically I should have just cloned part of this and just moved it across, but I'm having fun with the randomness of this. What do I think for AI for art and drawing? If it's for a case study and or a reference to get a pose or a concept down, but you draw it yourself afterwards, not a problem. If it's for writing scripts for stories and that, brilliant. I have no problem with that. If you're doing it as art and you're claiming it as yourself, yeah, big issue with that. That should not be done, and unfortunately, a lot of people do that on their channels, or they do it and they try and sell AI art, and it's like, no, give credit for the credit's due. If you put the effort in, great. If you don't, sorry, in my book, nah, because you know. It is a skill at the end of the day. Even if AI can do most of the stuff for you, you need to understand a lot of the context for everything. And if you don't understand it, then it's, yeah. You can have the best picture in the world, but it doesn't beat... I don't know, there's just something about it. Not sure who, when. I feel like Nexum had to be paid to be there. What, at the graduation? Yeah. I've hijacked the IT department because I'm changing everyone's grades so they can graduate. After all, we can't have a bunch of teenagers running around causing problems without their certificates, can we? I don't like the hair. I don't know what it is. There's something I just don't like about the hair. It'd be funny if Dino Claw doesn't know anything about Jurassic Park, and they just think they based the movie on him. That would be quite an interesting story idea there, Justin. I quite like that idea actually. That's quite a funky concept. I will apologise if people get adverts. I'm unlike other streamers where they can sometimes, you know, they sometimes do streams without them. Unfortunately, at times you kind of need them. Ooh, don't want to move all that way. Oh, and in case anyone's wondering, the little art show at the bottom of the screen, that's not my favorite. Oh, they're not all like my favorite artworks of 2025. They're just the ones that I had on the computer that I can show. I've got some stuff that I'm working on. Although Koi should notice one or two of them, or one of them. Ha ha ha. In fact, everybody should notice them because all the videos are out now for these ones. How does this top go? Oh no, I don't even have the bottom of the arms. Ah! Oh, what? That's just... I epically failed. I'll just make it baggy and pray that works for the design. Reference images are amazing. I will not stress that enough. If you don't have a reference image, what are you doing? How to make a whole arm piece look fluffy but not fluffy. Oh, that works. That's cool for that, but now I'm thinking, what do I do for the rest of the design? We got a skit going, have we? Oh, that's a bit brutal, Justin. Ah, Nixon, you're crying, so you do have a heart. Yeah, that's what poor people have instead of money. By the way, do you mind giving mine back? Yeah, that's quite cool, Justin. Yeah, it's one of them ones where it's like, yes. Oh, is Black Cobra coming back this year? That'd be really cool, Justin. Yeah, the manga is probably close to the ending, which is it's a shame when that happens. Also, the big three are bringing out new content this year. One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto are having brand new episodes arrive at some point this year, which is good because Naruto fans were kind of disappointed when they didn't get theirs back in 2013. Well, they kind of have found out now, except for Velocity. Dino Dinoclaw knows because he was there. Aaronfold knows, and in the last video they kind of revealed it to Void, so Void kind of knows. Which means that, other than like the SCP guy, pretty sure they all know. Which is quite a fun, interesting concept. Do I try and do a dress on this? How do I do a dress on this? No. That would go there. Now you wonder what the last two OCs will say when they find out. What, you mean the SCP guy, Connor Falia, the clan of Falia? Well, can't be telling you where now. And Velocity, because it's so unfair. Everyone's going on missions with me at the moment. I'm not sure about some of this. Where the folds are. Actually, it's going to follow the contour a bit. So perhaps that should be more of a down there with a bit of a curve there. That's looking a bit better. Hands. Hands are the worst thing to draw. Hands are the worst thing to draw. Let's see for the skit then. So,
well, a dino nuggets. I swear, if I'm eating Dinoclaw shreddings again, you won't hear the end of it. It's an earth delicacy made from cockroaches.
why can't you just say chicken? You were a cat. Wait, who let you in? I wonder if you update some of your OC look because they have the same look for a long time now. I'm planning to redraw the OCs a little bit in terms of either the look for the style of the artwork that I'm doing on the channel at the moment, or more the kind of like the outfits a little bit, you know, update the wardrobes. But it's a bit tricky because even though it may seem like it's been forever they've been doing stuff, they've not actually been, it's not been that long. So it is a bit of a tricky one to kind of cover in a sense. Not sure I'm keen on that hand, but that'll do for now. I'm going to put that blue so I know to go back to it. Right. Hair. Oh, there's a pop-up when I talked. Well, yeah, I'm planning to redo the kind of like the outfits at least and redraw them a bit more in this style and kind of like new poses and everything else at some point this year. But in terms of their look, it's not really going to change much. Not a long time has actually passed since the narrators have first met and this whole thing started. It seems like it's forever because, you know, for us it's a couple of years. But in their story time, they go on adventures pretty often. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Alright, let's think about this hair again. Seems weird what I'm doing now. Not sure if you guys can see it quite clearly, but I'm just trying to map out flow of hair. Which is a bit of a weird one. Next I might get a new outfit. I might get a new mech armor. I'm not sure about a complete outfit. Although, anybody actually pay attention to the scripting for the last episode, the cursed mech armors? Who here actually listened to the script instead of skipping to the artwork? I'm kind of curious who actually did, because if you paid attention, you'll kind of see Nexum's progression. I have. I listened while I was working, but I don't ever skip. I appreciate that, Koi. Yeah, because Nexum kind of went one-sided against the second mech armor, the Bell Beast, that's on screen. Well, it was on screen before Dino Dynaclaw and Chalice, because yes. He kind of went crazy. Justin! Right, go back to Enter the Splatverse and watch every single video from then. You've probably got about 100 to catch up on. No, I'm actually going to plan to do a playlist and a recap video at some point. I think that'll be useful back now. I need to refresh myself where some things are, but also go through where a few other parts are. Because, let's face it, you know, it's a lot of information to take in. Hey Ark, how's it going? It's fine. I appreciate people haven't kept up with all the script and the lore. To be honest, I started probably about half hour ago-ish. About 45 minutes ago, so not that long ago. You'll guess you'll wait until the full recap. Yes, I'll aim to get that done by February then. get a recap going. Koi, yeah, sure. What time are you thinking? It's well, how many hours from now? That's the key question. How many hours are you thinking? Because I'm guessing it's about 4 hours from now. I'll just go straight from this one to yours, yeah. That'd be quite epic. Right, let's move that down a little bit. So I've just got a rough flow there. Yeah, that sounds good, Koi. I should be able to do that. I'm at mine tonight, so doing something like that will be pretty cool. I have free time when I leave college. So much time I do not know what to do with it. Red Knight, why don't you just make a YouTube channel and put your art on there, or just do drawings and stuff if you want to do more drawings. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Practice and work on your art. I say that, it also depends if you actually want to do a channel. I was sick on those days. Well, hopefully you're feeling better, Ark. Hey, Cutty, good afternoon. Just gonna have a stray hair in the middle of her head, just because why not? Oh wow, we've got 15 likes. This is awesome. Maybe I should stop live streaming for a while and come back more often. No, I'm planning to do more regular live streams over time. Did you see it pop up in the little showcase, Koi? I had so much fun with that. I'm not actually done with some epic artwork. I've got some lined up which will be really cool. I actually just need to slot in time to work on it between the actual videos. I think I need to erase that. Even though I want the hair to go down that far, I need to pay attention to this bit here and then bring that around. What game are you thinking, Koi? Or is it a surprise? We should do Pico Repo and just confuse everybody. I'm cool with whatever you want to stream later. Just need to know. But yeah, it'll be quite cool. Did peek yesterday, Koi. Slight thing that you guys won't be able to see. Sorry, chat. Have you seen the Discord with the picture of Cooper turning into a fire, a fireball on the way down? I loved it. It looked amazing. Yeah, I foolishly mistimed a jump in that. And epically just annihilated myself in the lava. I was doing so well. I even managed to get all the way down the mountain and back up and back down and back up. It's like, yeah. No, he's Red Knight. Thank you for joining as always. If you're still lurking in the chat or something, then enjoy the show or enjoy the stream and the nattering and the just chilled vibes. If you do end up disappearing, then have a good afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you next time here at DempseyJ Livestream Drawing. Do you know, Koi, I nearly went into your catchphrase, we'll see you next time at Koifish Gaming, and I was thinking, no, I can't do that. All because she said about streaming later. Ark, ask away. It's one of the things I put in the description. If you got questions about art or the channel lore or something, I'll answer them to the best of my abilities and knowledge as always. And I'm trying not to give too much away for the channel stuff, but I have an epic plan coming up for a video in the future. I might even draw the artwork ahead of the video because the story's nowhere near it yet. I'm 50-50 on it. But sure, ask a question. Unless it's what to draw, because then I'll say draw... I don't know. Draw anything that you think of randomly. I feel her hair is a bit deceptive if I don't have some coming back around this way. That means that that bit there is wrong. How to make really smart villain character. I want to make sure my D&D villain character is super smart. Have them... Smarts isn't always intelligence. I mean, they know a lot. It is a good starting point, but also with a smart villain, they kind of... Everything's... They count for everything. So they've planned something and they expect it to go wrong, and then they want it to go... And then you kind of... You know how you see in games of chess where they think so many moves ahead? A smart villain character will do the same. So they will expect their plan to be thwarted by certain characters a certain way, or if they're involved in it, they'll have this plan. If not, they'll have another plan. It's basically, think of a good guy planning everything out to stop the villains and role reverse. That's often a really good trick to do. I feel the hair's gotten way too long at these bits. I'll try to cut it down a bit short here, but I think I just need to just go with this vibe. Yeah, that's a bit better on the hair. We'll see what happens after that. The term depends on what you define as smart. That is very true. They could be very, very... I mean, you could have fun. You could have them very, very intelligent and very, very smart, but absolutely no common sense or something, or oblivious to anything that's obvious and not over convoluted. Which is how their plans get thwarted, but they have these epic plans up until a really simple solution. Oh, I'm also going to be working on much more dynamic poses, line weight and stuff this year. I want to kind of push my art to another level. There's a few artists I've seen. There's quite a few actually. Lost Art, which I mentioned before. We've got a Giselle painting method by Kianoki illustration making art. Which, yeah, they're going to be a big inspiration for this kind of like this grayscale method, or they have been. I've been learning how to kind of do the values and everything else first and build it up. Cancel that. Select that again. Make that larger. erase that bit. But I want to kind of push my art again while keeping it, so I'm still blending between a few things. Yes, Justin, it is, and I haven't seen all of. I say I haven't seen all of it. I haven't seen all the core bits from My Hero Academia for the final fights and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen the final smash. I've seen the whole epic battle, but I haven't seen everything leading up to it. Mainly because one, I read the manga, so I kind of knew what was going to happen, and two, I'm going to binge it all in one go. I think her eyes need changing. Let's change the eyes up a little bit. Where's my eye references? I've got tons of reference pictures on my Pure F. The absolute amazing art app or storyboarding app I've got has space for everything on it, which is great. So I just need to find the eye style that I want. What eyes would this one kind of have? Ooh. Would these work better? Changes the whole vibe of the character completely when you add certain eyes in. Maybe we'll make her a sinister, evil character. She's not a nice person, this one. She's out to get you. And if we erase that bit there, I don't know, I think those eyes quite suit, that eye quite suits her actually. Interesting. Don't have to do this on a new layer. No, I can scale that up a bit. Well, actually, I want to free transform that, and I wish there was a better option to free transform a little bit. Let's erase a bit of that. What type of background should we have, by the way, guys? Kind of an important question. Oh, she's looking quite cool. Hey Ben, how's it going? I'm just making a character up. I just decided I wanted to draw something, and I picked a pose. Now I'm just drawing the character, a character randomly on top of it. Haven't even finished the hair off properly, to be honest. Where is it? Yeah, didn't even finish all the hair off. So anyway, how are you, Ben? What have you been up to? Anything fun? Everybody's been mean to me. They're not reading all my laws on those videos. No, I'm just messing, guys. I appreciate everyone's busy and that. It's just quite funny to, you know, have that fun little... Everybody's being mean to me. Ark, it's fine. I'm just messing with everybody. I appreciate some people join for the artwork and the process and watching it. Some people join for the silly voices, some for the actual storyline, and some people just put it on when they're busy because life gets busy. It's all cool. Phobius' dragons is demonic versions. They'd just be bit scarier versions. It's an interesting idea, though. It's definitely an idea that I'm not putting, you know, I'm not putting off. That's quite a cool idea. I was also thinking today about if I reboot Phobius' Dragons, or if I move on to something else on some of the older series, because I know I've got a lot of series that aren't finished off. Even my multiverse story arc with the Venomized Ninja Turtles and stuff, I thought, shall I reboot that? I had 22 episodes in the end, I think, or more. I could redraw them all in this style, or I could just... Yeah. Okay, you don't have to worry, it's completely fine. Okay, so that's most of it done. I'm on layer 18 at the moment, just because I do little bits and then add them and do them. Arc! If you're stuck between two designs, draw them both, or fuse them. I haven't decided, Ben. Part of me wants to reboot it, but then there'll be close-up images of parts of the dragons, not a whole dragon. But if I reboot it, I could redraw some of them much more better. I also thought maybe I could turn Phobius into something else. What about Phobius as dinosaurs? Could you imagine Phobius as dinosaurs? That'd be quite cool. So much wrong on this for me. That's better. I wanted to draw the nose, but I pictured something was wrong with me. Wrong with me? Wrong with the picture. Yeah, it's wrong with me. I looked at it and I thought, I don't feel right about this. Hey, where's this one supposed to go? Here? That looks about right. Anybody got any ideas for the background that we could possibly do? I've got a idea, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. Well, depends. There's a potential couple ideas. Okay, so that's her basically done. So, I want to flip that back around. What do we do? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to think. The backgrounds as well. I mean, if you're on about yours, Ark, it depends on if it's more dragon or more butterfly or kaiju. Yeah, Ben, maybe a little bit too much. Detail's fine and all, but wow, that kind of background will give you a heart attack. What do I do? That's not right. And this is why we have erasers digitally. Then we can have fun with the bits here. Hey Koi, you still lurking? Okay, so this character's kind of done for her. Ooh. Ooh. Crazy. Kind of like that. So that's that one. Definitely looks cool. Need to do something for the background image. Yeah, for now, let's just work on the character. So let's go to my usual setup for inking here. Render layer or folder, add some into that. 1, 2, 3, because we've got one for inks. Color. Shade. That's going to be there, and that's going to be not. Oh, not well, fully through. That's going to be hard light. That's going to have a couple in there. And we're going to start inking. Make it cool, but you can have cute elements in it, even if it is cool. That's one for you. What's stipulation on? Also, would be a dragon that is powered by the opposite of hope. Technically, for everything there is an opposite, so yeah, in theory. Whether it exists in the universe is a different kettle of fish, but yeah. That's too high on stabilization. But I do need to do this. I've started using all the tricks I know on doing things, which would be quite cool to see how these turn out in the end. Yeah, it's pretty much fair. I think the Green Lantern, well, yeah, it's kind of fair. It's probably the closest thing to it. Oh. Actually, I have a trick for doing them. Is it that one? No, which one is it? One of these is the one that I want. Is it that one? I'm just trying to find the right... Oh, it's the bottom one. I want that, I want that, I want the colour to be that one, I want that to be black, I want the thickness to be... So one of the cool things we can do is we can actually just drawing chains. I just need to adjust the cool, that'll work. So I could probably draw that in better a little bit, but concept's there. It kind of works. Just makes it really easy to do the odd. Why are dragons so hard to design? They're not harder than some of the other stuff we've been doing here, Ark. A million times harder. I've got to say, some things are just naturally harder to draw than others. I definitely struggle with hands more than anything else, or things that are difficult to draw. Did anyone get anything nice for Christmas? Wonder what Dempsey would do if they had to build a post-apocalyptic world. That would be quite easy, to be honest. That's way easier than having to build a fantasy Iseki world. Which I am going to continue that series. I was saying at the start of the stream. I do plan to continue that series. You got a challenge for me, Ark. I'm open to hear the challenge. I reserve the right to refuse the challenge. Make a cutesy world. I will think about it. That could be the next challenge on after I get a bit further on the world building challenge. I don't know if any of the other artists, if they are in the chat from the fellowship, have thought about the concept of doing another world challenge. I know Nerd's looking at doing a the comic challenge they put in shorts. So, layer properties, turn that on again. Make that black. 4. Will it work with the transparent? No. Have to do that, that's fine. Why is this not? Oh, that's fine. I thought I'd change the colour, but I hadn't. I'm not one to brag, but how easy it when you get the outline thing to make these kind of chain effects. Because all I got now to do now, duplicate the layer, clear it, and I can add another. And then just duplicate, clear, and continue. We've got onto a cuteness world bit here, which is quite cool. What's it going to do? Let's just make these quickly on here. Well, that and I'm already positing roll for hero that missed the oh yeah. No worries, Thunderbirds. Thank you for joining. I'm just going to be streaming for a little bit now, so if you do pop in and say hi later, that's cool. If not, have a good rest of your day, and no doubt I'll catch you on the Discord. How long have we been going for? Have we hit an hour yet? Ah, it's on the layer I'm on. Perfect. Now turn it back on. £1 hour 32 minutes. That's not bad actually, time wise. You have an idea? Oh, ideas. Architecture should make a sci-fi fantasy world. Well, fabrics are difficult to draw. I also noticed my iPad's not charging. Haha. Or I think it doesn't have enough power in the cable it's on. 2 seconds, guys. Right, that should start charging soon. There we go.
Ark, you don't need to ask a question. Feel free to just ask me a question. Just if it's directly at me, put just put Dempsey or something, or just ask the question away. I probably should be able to pick up whether it's for me or not. So yeah, feel free to ask away. Not today. It's only because I haven't got everything set back up. I've got just enough to be able to do a stream. Long story short, I switched to StreamYard ages ago, and since then I've got a new laptop, and the work laptop that I was using before kind of packed in, so work got me a new laptop. So I don't have any of my OBS original setup, so I've just thrown together a really quick stream to see how it goes. So far I think it's going well. Laptop's not heating up too much, which is quite cool. So it's a good test for OBS. Maybe on the next one. Although, if you want to see my face, it will be on Koi's stream if me and Koi stream later on. Potentially, we're going to be doing a stream this evening. A Monarch stream. It's not confirmed 100% definite, but we probably are. So, I know my face cam will be on for that one, because that's set up differently. That hijacks through Discord in Parsec, so that's usually fine. What have you bought now? I'm gonna have to wait and find out, aren't I? So Ark, you heard it here first. The stream is confirmed later on this evening, so I'll probably be going from this stream straight to Koi's stream ish. Big mix-up. I feel that looks wrong. That's better. And that one can just come up and down a little bit there. That just looks better there. Big mix-up. Is that the name of the game, or is that the a hint? It's going to mix things up massively and confuse me. Two-player split-screen survival RPG. Command and Conquer Red Alert. I know it's not Command and Conquer Red Alert, I just thought it'd be funny to say it. If Platypus was a dragon, would he still have breath weapon or not? Yeah, if your dragons can breathe fire, not all dragons can breathe fire. But if your dragon is a type that can breathe fire, even if it's a platypus, then it can. In fact, it'd probably just be like a flat plasma flame or like cutter coming out of its mouth. Well, you think about it, a platypus is the one with the duck bill, isn't it? Like the duck mouth. So, in theory, you should be able to do that. Yeah, that's way too thick now on these. Cool. Line weight is something I do struggle with at times. Along with like some details. A giant platypus of wings shooting like toothless plasma blast. That would be terrifying. I mean, it might be cool to look at, but it would be terrifying. So we can get some bees in nice and quickly to keep the organic shape of things. just realised 8's way too much for that, isn't it? Need to go up to 4. It does make it easier drawing chains for that method. I'm not going to lie. Belly ring. I will think about it, Galahound. I'm not experienced at drawing belly rings, so it's a bit of a... It'll be interesting to see. I might add it at the end after I've rendered a fair bit of the skin and stuff to see how it looks. More because of I am definitely new to drawing stuff at belly rings, but also I think it depends if it's going to look tasteful or not. I don't know what the rest of the scene's going to look like, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting one. That technically should go underneath that. Underneath that, there we go, and that one there needs that erased in the middle. Welcome back, Thunderbirds. And Ark, if you want to draw that later, then draw it. Right, so I think I'm getting near the end of the main body. It's the hair next, and part of the face. So let's combine what we've got so far down, because we can have that on one there. I can also cheat because of that. I can now go how easy is this now? Just I mean, this one's a bit more complex for some areas. I should have just left it as those. Yeah, too much. Maybe I should zoom in and pay attention to what I'm deleting. Oh, what am I doing? I could do this quicker. So Clip Studio has a nice little eraser tool that's built into here, next to these. It's like the little checkbox, and it allows you to basically just blanket fill or pencil erase what you're doing. That means that I can just get rid of the excess to tidy this up for when I do the rest of the image. Right, let's focus on this now. Just realised that Loki has only women working with him. Krampus is not a woman, and there's the two kittens that got left off. They are male. But other than that, yes, they are women. The twin dark star killy cats. This character or my narrators and futures and stuff, because Loki's kind of got spells all over his suit that look a bit like tattoos. Ehrenfeld's got a scar. The Monica's got a tattoo. Void's got a marking. Velocity's got a kind of a demonic marking or tattoo. So a couple of them have Galahound. I guess it's it depends. Krampus is secretly a woman. Well, that'd be an interesting one. I mean, you never know. That could be some very interesting lore there, Ark. Well, in all fairness, Ark, that was pretty funny. Krampus. I'm not sure about these bits, so... Should have done that sooner for the moon shapes. That actually turned out better than I thought on that one. Okay, so if we bring that to 100% now, make that reference layer. That needs to go to about there, I think. That can go. Yeah, I made that really easy, didn't I? That looked so easy, that bit. Oh, that's insanely easy that made it look. Oh, that needs to be outside of that in the... Wait, is that not in the render folder? Why are they not all in that folder? That's better. Cool. Let's have a look. When the Department of Multiversal Matters will replace the moniker. It depends. I'm not sure what's in store for that, but I do have a really nice twist later on planned for the narrators. That's all you're getting as a hint. Can you set your friend requests? I know you passed it because my phone got destroyed. Find a safe account. No, it's fine. It's fine. I probably won't be able to do it until a bit later on. Actually, let's see. Will it let me actually get into that now? Give me a second. Alright, that's sorted out. Alright, where do I want the light to come from? Maybe I should just... Oh, I wanted to get rid of that bit. So I need to effectively blanket fill this whole thing. Oh, wrong one. That one. And then I want to erase the bits that I don't want to have. If that makes sense. Need to erase the So I'm filling out that. I'm trying to plan where the light's going to come from. So if the light comes from the top direction down here, it will be more... This area is cleared. This is very rough. By the way, guys, this is extremely rough in terms of the... I'm trying to visualize where the main light's going to be coming from to hit the character here. Boy, this is extremely rough. Ah, awesome. Nearly at the 20 like hike. It'll be amazing if I could get a couple more likes just to push that. Appreciate everyone who's in the chat currently has probably done the like hike. So thank you so much, you guys. It's a bit weird trying to figure out light mapping. By I mean weird, it's a bit weird trying to figure out the shadows and the lighting first, like a rough. Yeah, so that's a rough where the light's going to come from. Let's make this a bit more definitive for the darker bits. It's going to seem daft doing it this way, but I've been watching the a lot of artists lately, and a lot of artists tend to work on the values, like the darker bits, the lighter bits, then the bits in between, and then you apply the color using a hard layer, which seems daft, but a hard light layer. And it just allows you to change colors really, really well straight away. You can just sort out how dark you want it. I probably have to go darker, to be honest. Multiply layer. start that one again. I'll do normal for now, multiply it later, because ironically, as dark as you think it is, it's not quite that dark, and I'll be able to see how it looks a bit later on. And this takes away all the need to think about colour on this, which is quite cool. This is focusing solely on light and shadows. A bit darker than I was expecting. This bit is going to be the most time consuming bit though, sorting out the light and the shadows and elements.
Anybody got any ideas for a name for this character? If you were to name this character, what would you name them? Moonlight? Ooh. Quite like that name actually. Thunderbirds, that's quite a good name. Sophia. Sophia Moonlight. That's not got a bad vibe to that name actually. Cornelia Osmos. Why are you guys really good at doing names? I struggle with names for my characters at times.
It's really weird because materials have a different reflective surface, which means it makes it quite tricky at times to pick up exactly where things are supposed to have shadows on some shiny surfaces. Am I drawing an attractive character in the background, but when I'm looking at it now, it looks like Bruno from Encanto with extras? That sounds like most of my drawings, to be honest there, Justin. Ben, imagine if there was a world that has demigod children of different pantheons facing off against eldritch horrors. Potentially. Who knows, maybe you've just got the entire plot story for Pantheon Reapers. I've been learning how to do colouring with negative space and layering it on each other. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. I've been learning how to try and do it in grayscale colours and then kind of build that upon each other. To get some cool effects at the end, but obviously it varies depending on what you're doing and what you're trying to achieve. Results may vary. show us before. What would trust a robotic snake? Who would trust a robotic snake in politics? Depends who programmed the snake. He could be more reliable than you think. Now that sounds like Percy Jackson went to Stranger Things first. What I'm currently drawing in the background is Blue Apron Guy. What's the difference hairstyle? Ah, okay. Oh, welcome back, Ark. Sounds like an interesting drawing there, Justin. Figuring out shading for fabrics and stuff is not easy. I've not even gone onto the highlights yet.
I'm also kind of doing my shading more in one layer than multiple layers as well, which is kind of a different approach on some of these bits for the fabric and that. Because in theory that layer shouldn't exist at the moment, but we have it. Right, so in theory I should be able to go new layer, boom, boom, boom. That looks better. And trace around this bit. Okay. Highlight time. What are you doing? Are you staying hydrated? Yeah, I got a bottle of water next to me. I'm staying hydrated. Amongst other things that I'm doing, like drawing.
This is where you get to add all the details in black and white on an artwork, and then really watch it pop later on. So, what's everybody been doing while we've been quiet for a little bit there? The silence is where I decided I need to talk. No, I just wonder what everyone's been working on. Anyone done any more to their drawings? Any content or anything? Who's still in chat? Who's lurking? Oh, you're still doing your drawing from Christmas holiday. What did you draw? What is your drawing of? Thunderbirds, if it's okay to ask. You don't have to say if you don't want to, by the way. On a name? Oh, no, I didn't actually. I liked all the suggestions. Maybe she's going to have a really, really long name. Maybe Sophia Cornelia Osmos Moonlight. Just put them all together. Just make a really long name for her. Oh, thanks, Kay. Appreciate that. This is one of the fun but hardest parts is balancing out the light values. Well, I say that, the really fun bit comes up in a little bit. And you'll see what that bit is shortly, once I've done this. No, he's done too solid a colour. He's messed it up. He's not messed it up. He knows what he's doing. Sometimes. Right, and next, see if this still works. Right, here comes the interesting bit now. So let's give this a bit of a background, just to make it stand out a bit more. And I will completely cover that in a grayscale color because, you know. I just want this to pop a little bit more. So here's the beauty of the hard light layer and colors. I'm going to do a couple of things here, which is going to be quite cool. Or two things before I do that. So same as you, and also one of these days we'll go for dude pay the pizza tapios. I'll go for dudes was on a runner. Go for dudes disappeared. Which makes it quite interesting because the main bad guy's their kitty cat. Ben says, would I do a part 2 of Cursed Mechs? I would do. I have been considering doing a part 2. Now, for this is quite cool because now that I've done this, there's a few techniques. So I've got some skin colours in here. if I drag this bottom one in and then this top one in, it looks a bit odd. Alright? But amazingly enough, if I go into these layer color options and I change the layer values to be certain, like a red and then a kind of like an orangey color, I can add a bit of depth to this, right? But it gets better. If I add that one on top and I multiply it, and then I just change that to be a red, I mean, that's basically done everything I need. Now this is the bit where I said it gets a bit weird. So you remember all these layers I did on here? If I make that now a multiply layer and I duplicate it, for example, I start building up. I can adjust and build up the darkness in areas to give more definition that we want here. Sometimes you might want a bit of a more subtle definition, but you want to build them up a bit so that you have the whole emphasis on everything. Because what we're going to do is when we go into a new layer on here, say I want her to I want to color her eyes in now, right? This is the fun part. If I zoom in and I just start coloring, it'll pick up the light and the shadows from what I've actually got. So this will pick up what needs to be picked up for the main colors and stuff, which means I've got the freedom to color whatever color I want on top of here. I can make it a darker gray, I can make it a bit more of a purple color, but it inherits all the shadows, which is really cool, because now all I have to do is focus on colors. I could make this a lot quicker because I could just go in some areas I could just click and fill the whole thing, but there's something therapeutic about coloring it this way now. I haven't even got to effects on this yet. This is just like working the way through it. But because I've done all the hard work for the lighting first, this is going to inherit a lot of the information it needs to read for the face and the other elements. So I can start working through the bits that I want to. So if I want her to have color for a dress, it's going to pick up all the light and shadow information. I like that one. That's much better. I mean, like I say, I can just go boom, 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 done. But I don't know if it should be the whole click, click, done on a lot of this. But now I can completely color the character in pretty much in no time flat. And if I want to change the colors, it's as simple as this, and it keeps all the information, which is quite cool. Night Sky Beach. What happened to Gopher Dude? Gopher Dude got eaten by Loki. It'd be funny if the next redraw prompt was to draw a superhero, supervillain, and Dempsey fused them to make anti-heroes. I have thought about doing that at some point, in all honesty, Ben. It has crossed my mind. but there's kind of yeah, it's I don't know what my next redraw theme is going to be currently. After the dragon one, which is definitely a fun one. Maybe we need a darker purplish blue dress. How's that look? Oh, that works. I think color-wise. I do love the fact it just picks up the colors and line. I need to work on my shading. I know it's one of the things I'm going to be working on, blending things a bit smoother at some point, but this has got a nice kind of feel to it at the moment. I can also adjust these a little bit, so I can adjust the multiply down or up, but if I don't feel the skin's looking skinny enough for the skin, I could potentially duplicate it, add a multiply, change it a little bit. Hair. Does she want the same colour hair as the dress? Is that going to get too complicated? It is sometimes hard to tell if you've gone too far. But I say the whole beauty of this is I can literally recolor all the hair afterwards in one go. So if I'm not sure I like that color, I can go completely change her hairstyle. We should hire someone to search for Gopher Dude or something. Feel free if you want to, Ben. I think I'm quite liking this colour. And then have some fun with the selection. So I want that bit there. And so if I add glow really brightly, maybe that should be an orange colour. Let's do her eyes next because we need to. Let's make these eyes pop. A little bit yellow. A little bit of maybe purple at the top. And then this is the best part. This is the fun part. You can go back in under here, change it back to these, and you can add extra details. You can literally darken up areas if you wish to. Or you can add all the extra details in and it inherits all the colour. This is so time saving, it's insane. I appreciate that, Ark. Was Go for Dude ever real to begin with? I'm sure Go for Dude was real to begin with, Ben. Hard light, make that one. I want to get the effect brush here. Oh, that's the airbrush. The effect brush, effect, sparkle. I kind of want to see if this works. Okay, that one isn't needed. Now, there's a couple of tricks we can do here as well. So in the hard light layer, if we make a multiply layer and we fill it white, you heard me, we fill a multiply layer white, it won't actually show any difference on anything. Go figure. And then what I can do is I can gently take that out here. Ta-da! So it is on here. And then I can choose whatever colour I want, and I can start adding a few extra bits of a shading to her hair. So maybe this middle bit I want to have a bit of a darker blue tinge to it around here. Maybe I want a bit more yellowish on the end bits here. Add a bit more of a hue into the colours here. Will the add glow work on this one? but we're not finished because I've missed some colouring out. So what do? I just go back and colour it again. So if I wanted a gold colour to colour stuff in, or more of a brownish colour than the gold colour. It's quite cool because you can actually just amend the whole artwork as you go along with this method. So it kind of adapts as you go along. If you find you're going past the layer that you want to go onto, you can always just drop it behind them. And then just blanket color it in quickly. There's a few more things you can do for the skin and stuff, but initially it works. And if I just bring that to above that one, with my very poorly designed chain, as you do, I can also add a bit more. Thank you, Ark. I'm really pleased with how this has come out. Actually, this has come out far more cooler than I thought it would. Considering I had no idea of what I was going to design or do when I came into this. So the next thing to do, I want to add a bit more to the skin. So my multiply layer, if I find a pink, and that soft brush here, I should in theory just add a bit more. Will that work? Actually, skip that one. And do it on the colour layer where the skin is. So you add a bit more of a pinkish red to it, possibly as a multiply. Flush it out a little bit, and then I can add a bit more depth to the character in the shadows. Because then we get the fun part. And this is just for the character without doing any of the major extra bits. So I want to take the highlight layer here, duplicate it, drag it above everything, log that in just to give a bit more oomph for everything here. Here's a funny thing because of the way it picks up shine. I think I'll do for that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this entire thing to one layer, which is quite cool. Oh, I didn't see what you put out. Hang on. You found out what I'm going to play? No, I don't want to know. I quite like it to be a surprise, so don't let me know that, Ark. How to draw coloured glass. Is that what I'm playing, or is that what you're asking, how to draw coloured glass? Because it's, yeah. Right, so add glow. Let's just oversaturate this glow effect again. Right, so let me see. I've done that, merge that down, duplicate that layer a couple of times because it's turn that to a hard light, Gaussian blur it, make it look dreamy. Oh, like from church. Basically do what I just did. Create it on a layer, duplicate the layer with your colours, turn it to a hard light mode, filter it down, and then filter it back up where you want the dreamy effect on it, because you get the glow. Kind of gives a glow, and as long as you've got your lights and your colours working a certain way, you can make it as dreamy or not dreamy as you want. It's kind of that technique I would personally use, but that's me. Right, let's have a look at this character in total. So layer, new correction layer, tonal curve, reds. You want to push the reds up a bit and drop it in the shadows. Blues, you want to up in the shadows and drop in the hairs a little bit. Green, I kind of want to just push in the middle. And then adjust that where it makes sense to be. Kind of think up there. New correction, level correction. Boom. Boom. Color balance. Yeah, I think I've seen some of that To Be Hero X series arc. I'm pretty sure I have. Just a case of I got partly through it and I think I stopped for a while, but I need to get back into it. Okay, so that's the character effectively done, bar taking this down to where the background area is. I haven't decided on the background fully for this character yet, so let's lock that. That's quite cool. I got any plant brushes or materials? I got a background I can just drop in here. I need to look at some new brushes over time. Oh, a hedge. Wait, is that an actual brush? Oh no, it's an image. It's a material image. Material image settings for a brush. Oh, material image for a brush. Okay. Does that exist as part of a brush? Effects. Can I get this to load into the brush? I can. Oh wow. Okay, we're going to experiment, guys. We're going to have some fun. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, so we'll see what this comes out as. I'm kind of improvising a little bit here on the background, which will be quite interesting. X power from, I think I do. That does ring a bell, Arc. Where's the background? I wanted a sky background, but not. Is it like a waterfall background? That's an underwater background, I don't want that. That'll do. Gee, where are those brushes? I got no idea what I'm doing, by the way. I am not succeeding in what I'm thinking. Nah, I don't like that background.
gradient. Let's bring that night gradient back. Filter, blur. Let's go back to some classic bits. Here's the power to change 2D and 3D. Oh, yeah, no, I know that guy. Yeah, that guy's just overpowered. Yeah, he's the guy who snaps his fingers and just changes it all. If I remember, if I'm right. I think. So, who have we got in the chat? Who's lurking? Who's still about? We've got 5 people watching, which is quite cool. Cool. We got Minecraft, we got Ark. We got Ben. Nice. We got a few. And Thunderbirds. Awesome. Right. So if I go filter, blur, Gaussian blur, bring that out. That. Oops. Wait, where's the one with all the moons on? That's the perfect background. This character's going crazy with the lights. need something else on this to down it a bit, or bring it down a bit, but not much. Ooh. Oh, I like that effect. Can I just distinguish her a bit more by going... I've got too many egg glows now. Oh, I like how this is looking so far. What have we got? Weird question. Do you have anybody that you made that that could defeat X? Not off the top of my head. No. Seriously, would the Department of Official Matters replace the Monica after she left? I said don't know. Early on that one, Ben. I guess it would depend. I have got things lined up for the narrators. I just don't know if it's going to be having the impact of everything else on it, or those bits in terms of like the impact of what would happen. Be an interesting one. Wait, why am I using the pencil tool instead of that? What if I use that brush? What? It completely depends on if another character comes in before the whole collision with Loki and stuff happens in the stories or not. Be interesting though. She is a demon. She, you know, she's gone back to the demons. Just like coming from behind her. Don't think it'll be on the skin on that side if it's on the skin.
I am going to have to get the... Yeah, the difference between this and that is this means that I can now go over there without going over the inks, which is fine. I don't want hard light, I just got to picture where the light's coming from for the effect. It's been a hot minute since you even thought of Wi-Fi. I have no idea what you'd say. Yeah, it would be interesting, but yeah, we're leading up to a few things like reveals and stuff in the future. There's a few more reveals to happen. There's one I've been hinting at in the story so far. I don't know if anyone's spotted it or not yet. As much as I think Real GPN Soft is great there, I think I need the actual Real GPen on this one and to actually do a hard. There's always alternate universes. That's the whole part of the multiverse. Which makes it quite fun. Which is why you guys got the free reign to create those offspring that went absolutely chaotically mental within the... in that episode.
Without. It adds a certain extra to it. That's better. I mean, you could probably go on to color dodge and it's just ending out a bit, but yeah. I've missed some chat. Imagine if Loki and Sana had a kid with Krampus, while Krampus has a kid with the Forge Master. That would be a weird set of combinations. I remember that Wildfire was infinitely immune to fire, but I don't know how strong she can get. Yeah, you did give her quite a few strong buffs, which was quite cool. Also, I just realised that both Dempsey and Nerd have villains who are allied with a version of Krampus. Yeah, I need to do some more story on the well, not the Krampus, but on the Loki side this year, I think. Another world, no matter universe or parallel, she's immune to fire. Yep. Imagine if Loki teamed up with superior variants of mythological gods. Oh, that would be chaos. To be honest, I'm always interested how Dempsey would redesign Wildfire. Yes, character, but this is like similar stuff. Like if Stanley made DC. I'd have to think about it, Ark. It has been a while on the character. In all fairness, but yeah, it would be an interesting one. Imagine if Dempsey's Fantasy World starts the beginning of another multiverse. Oh, I'm trying not to have that happen. I am so trying not to have that happen. It's not out of any fault of anything. It's just that would just be too chaotic to. Get some texture in the background, and then just for the fun of it, oh, I didn't try something actually. On the character, I wanted to try something. I didn't actually try it. Where is she? Okay, all of these. So if I add a layer there, does that work? Is it overlay or is it linear light? Very subtle, but it just has a little extra to the character. I think that was this one finished. Not sure how long it's been, but I think this is this one finished now. I gotta say, I quite like how this character turned out. Name. I suppose we should put. We should put a name on here. What was the name we had? It was. What's going on with that box? There we go. Sophia. I think it was a bit further down. Where was it in the chat? We had it in the chat. I'm trying to find it. There we go. Cornelia. Osmos. Moonlight. Just because, why not? It's going to be a complicated name. I don't seem to add signatures to my work arc. I probably should, but I don't. Currently. Right. So first off, that's going to go white in that. That's going to get moved up or below. Ah! Well, that's amazing text work by me, isn't it? Tick. Okay, so we've got that. Where do I want to put the text? I just want to do something really simple like that is a long name, Ben, so yep. Kind of fits her though, I think. Let's just shrink that up a little bit. And then edit, align, horizontal centers. Yep. I've got to rasterize it, haven't I? Edit, align, horizontal center. We'll get there in the end. Why is it not aligning to the... Oh well.
Just need to go along there a bit. There we go. It looks like a poster, but that's our character. But I think I'll save the final image coming out like that. Unless I just tweak the... Nah, like that. That's it. That's definitely being saved as that one. Model name or middle name? Yeah, it's middle. So it'll be Sophia. Cornelia Osmos is a double. It's like the middle names, Cornelia Osmos, and then it'll be Moon Knight. So it's actually Sophia Moon Knight, but it's gonna have the extra barrel name. I think it'll be quite cool. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop there on this one. We have been streaming for 3 hours, which is not bad for this live stream. And also I'll be needing to get some food or something because I'll be streaming with Koi at some point later on this evening. So I need to sort a few things out for that. Have we got any questions from anybody before I disappear? I thought I'll give you a chance to ask your questions. Okay, Ark, ask your question. Thanks, Minecraft. I appreciate that. It's not bad because I had no idea what I was going to draw when I started. Do I have a plan for any enamored these days? Yeah, Google Keyboard's messed that one up massively. Oh, plan for any streams these days? Yes, I plan to get back into live streaming at least hopefully once a week. I'm not sure on the day yet though. It might be Friday evenings. Might be later on a Friday, depending on which week it is, or it might be every other week on a Friday. Depends on if I've got a 4-hour trip or not. But I do plan to do more streams this year, whether it's creating characters like this and just drawing random characters that could be OCs and developing the art skills, or actually working on something that's kind of like the narrators all together in a group, and that would be quite cool. Would she help Nexon get over Demonica? No, this one would probably team up with the Monica to get Nexum if we added the character to the list. But it would be interesting to give another I have plans for another character to introduce. That's okay, Ark. If you've got any more questions, I'm no doubt just fire them in the actual Discord and I'll answer them when I get a chance to. But yeah, thank you all for joining the stream today. I'm going to leave it there, and I will catch you all next time. Bye, guys.